Lenses will be very important when it comes to photography. If you're currently thinking about lenses and you're not sure, then this is a great starter option for you. It is a Canon 18 to 55 EFS lens, so it'll fit on the crop sensor bodies. So if you have cameras such as the 550D, 650D, 750D, T7, SL3, those types of cameras. So why is this a good lens? It's got the main things you need, 18 to 55. So you've got enough capabilities there to have a wide photo shot, so you can see quite a lot, or you can go in and zoom in a little bit. And it's a nice lightweight lens, so it works very well as an overall good around lens. So I can take it on holiday and it's lightweight and it fits on camera. Let me show you what it looks like on a camera body. So like for example a T7 camera, that's how it looks overall. I've shot with many lenses and I always do still use a kit lens. It's very helpful, useful. So the Canon 70 to 200 lens is a great option. It's a big girthy thing. However, if you're doing any type of outdoor photography, any fashion photography, any portraiture, this is an epic lens for a number of reasons. So you've got 70 to 200. There's an IS version and a non-IS version in this lens. It is easily mountable. It has got weather sealing around the outside here, which is basically a waterproof lip. You have got a collar here which allows you to attach it on. It all comes with the kit if you buy the right version, and it actually allows you to attach it onto a monopod, so it's weighted a bit nicely. The lens itself, mine does come with the hood as well. So this was a full kit that I got, and I'll show you what it looks like and then I'll explain why I like it and what I use it for. So I've got a small camera body here, like a crop sensor camera body, but you can use it on this lens, can be used. So it's image stabilized, you can see that beauty there, and it works very nicely for what I do, which is low light fashion catwalk photography, and it works beautifully. The shots I've got with this at low aperture 2.8 at full 200 with this camera body being a crop sensor body, I get extra length on it. So epic. So why do I really like the 50mm 1.4 lens? Well, firstly, it's a very robust build quality, so it will last for many years. I've been using mine for a while. It's got a metal mount, which you'll be familiar with here, which mounts onto your camera, and EF lens. So you can fit it on the crop sensor bodies, EFS and the EF, the backwards compatible. So what this means is this camera will get you great quality video and photos. Why do I say that? I use this lens for live streaming, so this view you would normally see would be this camera. So if you see any of my other videos, they were all filmed with this, my favorite lens. There are other lenses available. I like the size of it, I like the weight of it. It comes in its own box when you order it, and it's not the newest lens, however it still performs very well. You get very sharp photographs, and let me show you it on a body so you can see how it looks like on a camera body. So you basically line up and there you go. So it's not like a really big lens, it's just enough to make it nice and stubby and you can get nice photos. Again, it's a prime lens, which basically means it's one distance. You can't zoom in or out. It's a 50mm. So if you're thinking about this lens, I like it. So these aren't as new lenses as some of the later models. However, this is a Canon macro lens. I'll explain why I like it and what I use it for, and the size of it. I want to give you an idea of how big the lens is here. So you can see it's a solid lens. It can be used in many ways. You can use it as a portrait lens because 100mm is a great focal distance. You can use it for macro photography. Macro photography, what does that mean? It basically means it's designed to get really close to things you're taking photographs of. Sometimes what will happen is if you have a camera lens, it stops being able to focus if it's like a certain distance away. This lens lets you go really close and you can take great photos. I use it for product photography of items for selling online, things like eBay and Amazon listings with like a nice white background. It's not an expensive lens, but it's actually a very good quality lens. I've had it for many years, I still use it, and this gives you an idea. If you're thinking about buying it, you're probably looking at macro photography, do it. It's a great lens, and you've got little options here for autofocus, manual focus, as well as the focusing distance. So again, it's a Canon lens, and yep, I like it. What is the best all-round pro lens? So you want something that's going to be versatile and work in many environments. What do we mean by versatile? It basically means you can use it in different scenarios and use it in different ways. This one is a 24 to 70, a great range. This is a lens I have on my camera all the time. I end up using this for live streaming a lot. It's a f2.8 lens, so very good depth of field. You can see it got the zoom on there. You get a lens hood on this as well. I've taken mine off because I use it indoors, as well as it's in an environment where it's fairly dark and there's no rogue lights that are going to cause me any glares. So overall, I like this lens. I can actually use it on a number of different camera bodies because I've got Canon camera bodies, and I can use it in multiple scenarios. This would be the one lens that would do it all. If I took it out for photos or for video, that range allows me to get everything I need, and I wouldn't need to take additional lenses. So it's my go-to lens. Very well built. It's a luxury lens from Canon, so it's like a good quality option. And yeah, if you're not sure and you're looking for a lens, this is the one that will kind of cover most scenarios. Hopefully this helps you if you're thinking about buying it, give you an idea of size. It's quite a heavy lens, but that's what you pay for, the weight, because it's a 2.8 lens. You have an equivalent different one, 24 to 105, which is f4, but f2.8 is better. So this has to be one of my favorite cameras after my other camera that I talked about. So what is this all about? It's not the latest greatest camera, however it performs very well. It's a robust professional series camera, Canon 5D Mark II. It was released a while ago, however they are still available to purchase, and you can customize them with your own lens, because using a good solid lens on a camera like this makes a whole lot of difference. So what do I mean by that? I use it for a lot of low light fashion photography, so you can actually put larger lenses on this body because it is a professional camera body, magnesium alloy, and you've got enough specs there to handle it. So photography, it'll be perfect. Video, I also use it for. There's a number of actual videos and films, like big box office hits, that use the 5D Mark II camera to film. So it's a great option. It does work very well. I like it. I'm giving you an idea of size, so if you're thinking about buying it, you know what you can expect. There is your body. It weighs very nicely with a heavy lens, or you can put a smaller lens on there, which is what I normally do. So I normally have my 50mm on here now, and it works very nicely. So that gives you an idea of the camera. I haven't gone to the specs that much because you can read all the specs, but it's more about how you feel. It's got a great weight to it and a very professional lens. Camera body, weather sealed. So the Canon T7 is a great camera all round. I like it because it's a good price to get most people started into photography. And you can see it's a fairly lightweight option, so it's not actually that big to get in the way of anything. You have got options to change the lens, so when you get a bit more fancy and you start taking photographs, you can take the lens off and you can get a better lens and attach it to that. Just be careful with the lenses you look at, and if they're EF lenses, you'll be fine. And the camera itself performs very well in photo scenarios. So what would I mean by photos? Things like day-to-day photography. If you're doing photos for family, you're doing a holiday and you're taking a camera with you, it'd be a great option to get you good photos. In addition to that, it does work quite well for video. It does do 1080p video at 30 frames a second. So that's like a general good option for like YouTube type videos. However, that would work well for home videos as well. You can get yourself an SD memory card and it's a great camera. Hopefully this gives you an idea of sizing and how it looks in the hand. And yeah, I've been happy with it. I still use it. So even though I have professional lenses, so definitely recommended. This is a great camera because it's a great size. I use it all the time. I have other professional cameras that I do use. However, I always use this and come back to it because the camera you start off with, you're very familiar with. It's a great size. The lens that you get with it, it's a good all-round lens, so you can get wide shots and zoomed in shots. It's got enough megapixels to get a good photograph. You've got good video capabilities. The size is amazingly nice for my hands, and it's a Canon camera. They do very well, and you can get them in bulk deals where you get additional accessories as well, so that works out quite well, like in the listing. So I think if you're thinking about a camera and you're not too sure, or even a gift idea for someone who's getting into photography, this would be a great option for you. So is it a great option to get a hood for your lens? I think it is. It offers a few benefits. What are those benefits? Firstly, this one is designed for the 50mm 1.4 lens that I use a lot. I've taken it off now just to show you it. So it fits onto the front of the camera lens, so you can see it just slots on, and that's how it looks sizing wise. It's like a nice hood. So there's a few things that it offers. Firstly, you've got an extra layer of protection here, so you won't hit the glass if you're using the camera and it's hanging on your body. It doesn't hit anything. And also, because of 50mm lens, if you notice it's an autofocus manual focus lens, you'll see how this inner section actually moves. So what this hood allows you to do is stop any mechanical issues. So for example, if you have a bag and you put your lens facing down, you don't want that always being pushed, if that makes sense. You don't want any like load on there. So the reason I use mine is the lens hood attaches to the rear section, which then allows the internal section to move. So now if I put that down anywhere, it acts like an extra safety feature, as well as the standard things, as in the light flares, and if you're using it in an outdoor environment, a shaded lens, similar to wearing sunglasses, or when you do that when you're looking at sun. That's kind of the idea behind it, but it's multi-use. I like it. If you have got the 50mm 1.4, I would say definitely get the hood. It makes a big difference over the years that you use it.